I'm Glenn.
Good morning. Welcome to Superior Sunrise. Superior Livestock Auction, America's leader in livestock marketing.
Good morning and welcome to Superior Sunrise, live from our studios here in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Kirby Schnorr and I'm glad you've joined us this morning. We have a great show for you, full of wonderful guests, starting off with world champion auctioneer Charlie Cummings to give us a brief update on the market, and ending the show with world champion auctioneer Ralph Wade to preview what we have to offer in today's auction. So grab a cup of coffee and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'm Glenn Hager, sixth-generation Texas farmer and your Texas Controller of Public Accounts. I'm looking forward to being in Canadian Texas on Tuesday, April 25th to speak at the 2017 Hemphill County Texas A&M AgriLife Beef Cattle Conference. Beef cattle production is a key component of Texas agriculture, so please join me for this outstanding beef cattle conference and get strategies to meet the challenges ahead. See you there.
Tune in to The American Rancher here on RFD TV. Each week, we bring you the stories from the people and places that make ranching an American lifestyle. It's both the heritage and enterprise of livestock production across our nation each week from the people that do it. Check RFD TV, the magazine, for times and listings in your area, and visit our website, theamericanrancher.com. Thanks again to all of you for watching The American Rancher.
Superior Livestock's online store is now bringing you the most current trends and fads to meet all your needs. We're currently offering a fresh new lineup of ball caps, jackets, vests, gloves, and many more specialty items that will turn everyone's head the Superior way. You can now grab something for yourself or visit the Superior store to get that perfect gift. Visit our online store at superiorlivestock.com today.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now with me is world champion auctioneer Charlie Cummings. Charlie, it's April. We are here in April already. We're here in Fort Worth, Texas, getting ready to kick off another great auction. We've got a lot of cattle selling today. So let's dive right into it. Let's talk about the market and what we can expect in today's auction.
Man, we do have a great offering today, just tons and tons of cattle, and man, really excited to get started on this with this market and with the auction today. You know, we looked over the past couple weeks, and the market's been really strong on the feeder cattle. There's been lots of demand on the feeder cattle. We've seen the board tail off just a little bit yesterday, maybe steady off here. We'll see this 130 mark stay pretty strong. Had a big standoff yesterday in the Fed Cattle Exchange, nothing traded, so a little standoff on both sides there. I think we'll see some trade, you know, in the 24 to 26, maybe 7 and higher in the north here on the fed cattle. So that's encouraging as well. So we turn to them light calves, and you know, grass is here. April's here. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. We've had tons and tons of moisture in the Flint Hills and all throughout, and I'm guessing that the fires are going to really start flaming up today and the next 3 days in that country to get that country burnt. And so there's going to be a lot of demand on them light calves as well. Got a lot of them light calves that's coming in July and August with the feather out delivery, so I look for them to be active as well.
You know, we had a webinar, I know, just for the reps last night with Select Sires and a family who I'll have on later to talk about that. But they were talking about the premiums when they go to sell their cattle, the VAC programs that they participate in, the Superior Progressive Genetics. It really does make a difference when people go sell their calves, and they have those little icon logos on the bottom of the page.
Yeah, I delivered a set of cattle this week to a guy, and he said, you know, the icons make so much difference to him as a buyer looking. He looks at the icon, and then he goes to maybe if he hadn't had a chance to study the catalog or things of that sort, or looking at different icons. And you know, you can see it in the results that we've printed out. Seems like we talk about it a lot because it means so much, the value-added programs that Superior come up with in the very beginning, and you can sure see it on the bottom line of the producer's cattle, and man, it's good for the buyer and it's good for the seller.
Speaking of sellers, I know we want to mention Case Gable with Magnum Feed Yard out in Colorado. They just won a prestigious award. Tell us a little bit about that.
You bet. Magnum Feed Yard, man, they've been great buyers here at Superior Livestock. We're super proud of them. They just won the 2017 BQA Feed Yard Award. It's a great award for them, and shows the extra effort and technology and everything they're using in their operation really shows for us. So congratulations to Magnum Feed Yard.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys. But before we wrap up, let's look ahead real quick. We've got Louisiana on the calendar. We'll be going there next.
We got our Gulf Coast Classic, and boy, it's going to be a good one. We're excited to be back in Louisiana again this year. It's going to be April the 21st. Deadline's coming up for that Monday, so get your contracts in and come to the Crawfish Bowl later that night. We got a great lineup all day Saturday, so if you're going to stick around for that, be sure to look it up on the web or get a hold of one of the gals or look on social media. It'll all be there.
Exactly. You can visit superiorlivestock.com. We've got a list of events. They're all really fun, like Charlie said. We look forward to it. Thanks for being on, Charlie. And when we come back, PJ Butler from South Africa. Don't go anywhere. Hello everyone, I'm Kirby Schnorr, and at Superior, we love connecting with our reps, consignors, buyers, or anyone interested in the agriculture or Western way of life. Between you and me, I think Superior put the social in social media. So along with traditional ways of communication, there are so many ways to connect with us.
Smart Auctions delivers next-gen timed auction technology to today's market. Smart Auctions offers both large and small producers the ability to conduct horse race-styled timed auctions that utilize Superior Livestock's huge buyer base and marketing avenues. Our technology is built for the modern world and offers bidding on-the-go platform is optimized for mobile devices. Text messages confirm high bid or if outbid. Carry on with your daily routine and let Smart Auctions do the rest. Be mobile, bid smart with Smart Auctions.
To Superior Sunrise. Like I said, a very special guest, PJ Butler. PJ, I said earlier before you came on, you're from South Africa, but you live in the States now with your wonderful wife, Kula. I know people see you, they meet you, and they're like, what are you doing over here? I know you're around livestock and agriculture over in South Africa, but just kind of give us the backstory on your life and then what brought you to the States.
Yeah. Kirby, thank you so much for having me. Like you said, I'm from South Africa, and we were raised on a fifth-generation cattle operation, originally from Irish descent. And just from a young age, the American cattle industry and the American culture intrigued me, and I was always going to get here, and got here as quick as I could. And Fort Worth was a natural fit for what we wanted to do in creating a global headquarter for the registered cattle business.
Speaking of a global headquarter for the cattle business, that's what you do here. You have the cattlemarket.net. Tell us a little bit about that and how you really connect people internationally just in the business.
So it's a three-pronged approach. The first one is creating awareness around the world with what's going on in different countries with beef cattle industries. And that's been a challenge, is bringing the world together as far as that's concerned. The second approach is creating goodwill between those different associations and breeders. And then thirdly, we launch that into trade, and that's what the cattlemarket.net does with trade. So we've got various initiatives we run through the year, bringing international groups to the stockyards and to Fort Worth and to Texas ranches. And then we also run a world championship for different breeds. And we found this has been the best way of getting leaders around the world in each breed together and then exposing them to the Texas ranches.
Well, speaking of the World Championship, I know you have one coming up here in Texas. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the Angus Champion of the World is coming up in May. We've got people coming from all 6 continents going to be staying in the stockyards. And from there, we'll go down to Stephenville, where there's a big jubilee happening in Stephenville, the Collier Diamond Sea Jubilee, where we'll announce the world champion bull and female. And from there, we'll tour various ranches. And then we've got a very cool initiative happening with TCU Ranch Management.
Oh, wow.
And each one of our groups does a seminar to the students, question and answers on various ranching topics which are relevant to the country that they're from. And the students have a great time in been exposed to different industries, but then we found our international guests probably learn more than the students do in the feedback from the students. And this has allowed us to put some students in contact with Australian ranches where they've been hired to go and work over there. And TCU Ranch Management has also been set up with projects in Kazakhstan and Australia due to this back and forth, which has been fun to watch.
Well, you and I talk about this. You're very busy. I mean, you're going in very many or different directions. I know Fort Worth, you had a group of people that came internationally from all over. You had that in Denver as well, but you also judge cattle shows. So tell us about that.
I love cars, probably take cattle too seriously, but judging cattle has been a great way of getting around the world. I've been to 62 different countries doing either cattle judging or consulting, and it's just a vehicle to get me to the rest of the world and to interact with leaders in the cattle industry around the world.
Well, I think it's great to have people such as yourself, PJ, that are so passionate and involved as you are in the agriculture and livestock industry. I want to thank you for being on today. I know if anybody wants any more information, you can visit thecattlemarket.net. PJ's your guy, and when we come back, two very special guys. Don't go anywhere.
Want a herd free of flies that can reach its maximum potential? Purchase Justifly through championstore.usa.com/shop or Amazon.com. You can also ask your local reseller. For more information, call 1-800-898-0987. Increase your production with Justifly.
Still using ineffective fly tags on your cattle? It's time to eliminate fleas, ticks, flies, lice, and parasites, and at the same time, give them a shiny coat, making them more valuable. One fly tag can cost $2.50, but you can do this all for about a nickel a head. Introducing the Cow Sprayer, designed and built in the U.S. The Cow Sprayer is portable, solar-powered, and comes with a 25 or 40-gallon tank. Eliminate parasites for about 5 cents a head with the Cow Sprayer. Cowsprayer.com.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Like I said, two very special guests joining me, Jordan Willis and Gerald Raymond. I want to thank them both for being here. Last night we had a webinar on your guys' family ranch and Select Sires and the relationship between the two of you, but also the relationship you have with Superior as well as your family ranch. But let's dive right into it. Let's just talk a little bit about your family ranch. You said you had a couple brothers, but it's the wives and your parents that are all there. And I think what really makes your guys' ranch well known, and I noticed that last night, was all the genetics that were there. So let's just talk about that. Give us a brief, just about your ranch.
Yeah, like you said, we're a family operation. We run a cow-calf operation in Coltville, Wyoming. We work close as a family. Like you said, I work with a couple of my brothers, mom and dad, and of course our spouses. I got a couple sisters also that help too. So,
tell us a little bit about the family ranch operation and what made you decide to do all the genetics that you did. I was mentioning earlier before we came on just the different sires that you have, and I think that's made a difference when you go to sell your calves. Not only do you see the icons at the bottom, the progressive genetics and the back programs you participate in, but those sired calves bring top dollar.
Yeah, we've put a lot of emphasis. My parents, 40 years ago, from day one, that's been their emphasis is genetics and being progressive and trying to be on the top end and being leaders in the industry as far as genetics go. And I think we're starting to see that pay off as far as how our cattle perform.
One word that you said stuck out to me last night, and that was quality. And you can definitely see that, like you said, when you go to sell. Well, let's talk about the relationship with Select Sires. Talk a little bit how you guys got connected and really the difference it makes in your herd and what Select Sires has to offer.
Thank you.
Jordan and I met several years ago, actually, over the phone. We talked several times, and then we just developed a relationship after that, and had the opportunity to work closely with their family on the ranch. It's very interesting when we go to the ranch. We're treated like family as well, and my family wants to go along. My sons and my wife also help on the AI projects, and they always want to go along because we enjoy so much the relationship we have with the Willis family.
Tell us a little bit about Select Sires and why you decided to start using them and the difference it's made in your guys' herd.
Well, yeah, Select Sires does a great job. They have a quality product. They improve your genetics. But most importantly, it's their service, their attention to detail. I mean, when they show up to your place, you know you're getting a quality product and a good job done to improve your herd for the future, for the long term, not just year in for that year. It's for the long term.
I know one consistent word we keep using is quality, and that really does make a difference. And one thing I noticed last night, you also spoke about how your heifers, they do bring a little more than your steers, and they bring top dollar. And I think you can attribute that to the quality of the genetics that are being put in them.
Yeah, like I said before, we're developing a reputation for having quality, and along with quality comes uniformity in our cattle and our cow herd, and that's a big deal, I think, for us.
Well, and I thank you both for being here. I think you've got some cattle selling today, so I want to wish you luck on that, and thanks for being a part of the Superior family. When we come back, a very special guest. Don't go anywhere.
At 44 Farms, we believe work starts at sunup and doesn't stop until sundown. We believe in order to live off the land, you have to love and respect it. We believe that cattle aren't just raised, they're nurtured. And we believe when you do things right, with honesty and integrity, well, things like quality and consistency happen naturally. 44 Farm Steaks, responsibly raised all-natural beef.
Superior Livestock is proud to announce a new partnership with Biozyme Inc. Since 1995, value-added calf programs have created premiums when calves sell on Superior's video auctions. Traditionally, when ranchers think of adding value, it is derived from a quality health program dependent upon vaccinations. But together, Superior and Biozyme are putting a new twist on creating premiums for healthier cattle through a mineral supplement program. Healthier cattle are more profitable, and now cattle that have been fed a VitaFerm or GainSmart Amifirm-based mineral supplement for a minimum of 45 days prior to auction will receive the VitaFerm or GainSmart value-added logo in Superior's catalogs and on-screen as the cattle sell. VitaFerm raised targets cow-calf producers and is for calves that are raised on a VitaFerm fed dam and or was fed a VitaFerm mineral themselves during preconditioning for a minimum of 45 days prior to the auction and through delivery. GainSmart targets stalker, feeder, and backgrounding operators and will recognize calves that have been fed a GainSmart mineral for a minimum of 45 days prior to auction and through delivery. For more information, go to superiorlivestock.com or call 800-422-2117. Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Like I said, a very special guest, Terrell Ostrom. Terrell, I want to thank you for being here this morning. I know you were there last night at the webinar, and I saw you early in there, and they said, Terrell will be here, and I'm like, I have no doubt that he'll be here on time. But let's get right into it. Let's talk about how you kind of got started in the livestock industry and then developed your relationship with Superior over the years.
Well, I was born and raised in Montana on the family ranch, and have been involved with it and on my own. Did a stint in California and then worked for a beef company after that. And now I've kind of come full circle and I'm back at the ranch in Montana and also do livestock brokerage myself.
People always are interested and intrigued by ranching in Montana because it's so different. You know, sometimes I had Pete Bonds on here not that long ago and we talked about cattle that work in Montana don't necessarily work way down in South Texas. But talk about the kind of ranch ground that you run your cattle on.
We're basically in the foothills in the mountain country, and so it's rolling grass. Our grazing season is anywhere from 7 months of grass, 8 months of grass, and 4 or 5 months of hay, hay that we put up there locally. And so it's a little more labor intensive than some parts of the world, but those 6-7 months of grass that we have it's awfully good grazing and awfully strong grass.
Well, you've got quite a few loads on today. Tell us about them.
I have, it's a project that we planned on doing. We purchased the best bred heifers we could find, most of which came right off of Superior. We had the labor force, and we went ahead and calved the heifers, and we're offering those first calf heifers back with calves at side. So.
What do you think makes these group of heifers different from the others? I know you guys participate in some of our programs, and you really see the difference, in the genetics when you go to sell your heifers when it comes time for them to sell.
Well, I think probably the biggest advantage is that we bought heifers that were calving in a tight window. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these heifers calved in 10 to 12 days, and so we're offering them back one group of F1 Baldies, which are hard to find. They're easy fleshing type cattle. They've got great udder quality, and they were all AI'd to a Keneally bull, and so it's that tight calving window, reduced labor on our end, and I think it's an advantage to someone buying them because I think your breed back will be excellent with having them calve in a tight window like that. They should cycle back and really work for the guys on the other end.
Speaking of advantages, what's been the advantage with selling with Superior?
I think it's the exposure. I think it's exposure to a huge market where you've got over 5,000 to 6,000 buyer numbers. I think that's the advantage, is exposing your cattle to a huge market, working with that rep base. Mm-hmm. Once you get the attention of the reps, they go to work for you, whether they're repping your cattle or not. They're trying to sell the bred stock to their customers so that they can get that progeny back to put back on. So I think it comes full circle.
Well, I want to thank you for being on this morning. It's always great to see you around there in the auction room, and I'll let you get back in there. And when we come back, another great guest. Don't go anywhere.
America's leader in livestock marketing, Superior Livestock is shaking up the Country Page with their online timed auction format, the Country Page Countdown. This bi-monthly auction will be hosted on Superior's trusted SuperiorClickToBid.com on the alternate Thursdays between Superior Livestock video auctions. The next auction will be April 13th and will start at 10 a.m. Central. The consignment deadline is April 12th. The Country Page Countdown, allowing you to take advantage of today's market tomorrow.
Production season is in full swing, and America's leader in livestock marketing has 11 impressive production sales in the lineup for the next 2 weeks. Whether you're in the market for top-notch bulls to build your program around, or commercial or registered females, Superior has you covered. For more information or to register for a buyer's number, call us today at 800-431-4452 or visit SuperiorLivestock.com.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Sorry, we were just doing some girl chit-chatting over here before we got started, but now joining me is Jennifer Nickerson. Jennifer, I want to thank you for being on this morning. I know you are coming all the way from Dallas, but we have you singing our national anthem this morning. But let's just get started. Let's go right into it. I won't talk that much. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you said you have a background, your family has a background in military, and so just tell us all about yourself.
I'm born and raised Texan, was born right across the highway, I guess, at Harris. My dad was a West Point graduate football player, served in the military, and other family members have as well. I grew up singing at church, and then I just have always loved military and just had a passion for it. And so I wrote a few songs to honor them, I guess would be the best way to put it, and that has opened up really neat doors to join with American Airlines and even Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. And just the doors keep opening. And so I've recorded in Nashville and have performed all over. And so anyway, the anthem kind of falls into that. And so I'm just excited that y'all asked me to be here.
Well, I know when Nancy Gale sent out the email with your web address, and she's like, we have the pleasure of having her sing our national anthem for the next sale. Check it out. And a lot of us were just so impressed by your bio. I mean, you really have given back so much to the military, and I know it holds a special place to your heart. So tell us about giving back to that.
Well, I mean, there's not really a lot that I can do. So singing songs, making them know that I'm grateful and thankful, I mean, that's the least I can do, but it's just been awesome to be able to at least have a part in their world, to, even just for a few minutes, give them gratitude where gratitude is due.
Talk a little bit about some of the songs that you've wrote and recorded.
Okay, so the first one, I was just watching a PBS special, honestly, that Gary Sinise was hosting, and it just like emotionally moved me, I guess. And so I wrote a song called America that just was to say thank you, and that's took me all over. It's America, and I mean, it's opened some really neat doors to meet some amazing Wounded Warriors and Medal of Honor recipients, and even singing in front of President Bush. I mean, it's really neat to see how, I don't know, following your passion and love for military can do neat things.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you so much for giving back to our military and for being here to sing for us today. I'm going to let you get in there and get in the room and get warmed up in practice, but thanks again for being here. And when we come back, World Champion Auctioneer Ralph Wade, don't go anywhere.
The leader in livestock marketing is doing it again with the Superior Spring Horse Auction on Saturday, June 10th. This is an excellent opportunity to showcase your ranch horse, rope horse, trail, and undersaddle horse. Broadcast live on Dish Network. Consignments are now open for the Superior Spring Horse Auction. Would you like to showcase your horse to potential buyers from all across the nation? Call to consign today, 800-422-2117.
It's that time of year again for Superior's second annual Gulf Coast Classic, live from Natchitoches, Louisiana. The Gulf Coast Classic features calves from Louisiana and the Southeast U.S. All the action comes your way on Friday, April 21st. If you're in the area, stop in and enjoy the fun in person. Tune in for Superior Sunrise live from the heart of Cajun country. Superior Livestock Auction, celebrating 30 years as the nation's leader in livestock marketing.
Barber Ranch's online spring production sale will close racehorse style on Smart Auctions Thursday, April 20th at 7 p.m. Central. The offering includes 30 live lots, 52 embryos, 111 units of semen, and is heavy on the Sooner by Gabriel bloodline. The live cattle portion features 29 fall-born, horned and polled Hereford ET heifer calves, along with one elite herd sire prospect. For more information and to access the auction, pictures and videos, visit barberranch.com, superiorlivestock.com, or smartauctions.co. Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is World Champion Auctioneer Ralph Wade. Ralph, here we are. Got a big day today. Tell us all about it.
Hey, I mean a big day. Everybody's talking about it, you know, and of course we every year when we get into the spring of the year and a lot of the cattle coming off wheat, and of course the early calves and the summer calves and all that will be coming, you know, we usually have these bigger runs. So this is not, you know, really that strange to us, but we do have a little over 1,000 cattle today, as you've already seen. Start out, of course, with our Holsteins. Be right into the region 3, 4, 5, and 6 yearling steers. Follow with the yearling heifers. Region 1 and 2. We'll head up that way and sell the yearling steers, yearling heifers to follow. While we're up there, we'll go ahead and sell the calves. We're going to sell the weaned calves first, and then the calves on cows. Then we'll head down south to our good friends down in the Cracker State in Florida, and we've got a lot of good calves down there to sell off of some great reputation ranches. And then we'll come back up to region 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll sell the weaned calves, sell the calves on cows, wind up with a really good run of bred stock. A lot of good pairs, from Montana all the way down into Texas. So we've got what you want.
Like I said, we got what you want, and if you are in need of a buyer's number, go ahead and give Superior a call at 800-422-2117. We always want to remind everyone you can bid and buy online on Click to Bid, or you can just view the auction. Go to superiorlivestock.com. There's no reason why nobody should watch the auction. We've got it all available for you. Exactly. And then after this auction, we'll be heading to Louisiana.
Yeah, you bet. Going down to Louisiana, crawfish time, you know, and then, of course, we get to go see those great people down there. Great ranchers, doing great jobs. You know, probably one of the states that's done more in genetic upgrade than maybe any other state. It's just a great place to be, and can't wait to get there.
Can't wait. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.